There's Simmons. Yes! He did it! Ben Simmons! Holy Benford! Maybe now they'll finally leave him alone after that. He hits the three, his first in his NBA career.
Firstly, I want to congratulate Brooklyn Nets fans, Ben Simmons fans, whoever you might be. The addition of Ben Simmons and Seth Curry and Andre Drummond and more recently Goran Dragic is just net positive for the Brooklyn Nets, who have been struggling up until this point. I mean, this type of transformation is one that I honestly was hoping for the Los Angeles Lakers, but there was no possible way that we could do it. You traded one of your star players, James Harden. You got another star player that fills another position of need for you guys. And then on top of that, you got additional role players, additional draft picks that you originally lost, and you were able to get another nice piece from the buyout market. And on top of that, things are looking up if you're a Brooklyn Nets fan. However, Ben Simmons is doing something that has been driving me crazy for the entirety of his career again, and I had to address it on this channel. So make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow. And of course, we're giving away $500 to one of our followers on Instagram. Now that we get all that out of the way, cue the intro. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Things are looking up for the Brooklyn Nets, man. I think the most significant news we got this past week wasn't the fact that Goran Dragic just signed with the Brooklyn Nets. Rather, it was more the fact that Kyrie Irving might be able to play basketball full time, as New York City is considering lifting the vaccine mandate, which is pretty awesome considering the fact that Kyrie Irving, as a part-time player, he's going to be able to come back right when the NBA season is getting to its most intense point, ready for playoffs, and he should be fresh as hell once playoff time comes. But until then, we have more news on the James Harden and Ben Simmons trade. Earlier on, we found out that James Harden is to make his debut for the Philadelphia 76ers on Fridays. We still have no word on what's going to happen with Ben Simmons, but there has been a decent amount of shade being thrown at Ben Simmons from his ex-teammates, more specifically Danny Green, who says, "Will we shake hands to start? Probably not. I'd be surprised if Ben Simmons plays in the game. We all know he doesn't like to play in Philly." It seems like the drama hasn't ended, and a lot of his teammates definitely resent him for the fact that he didn't even try to make it work with the current team that they have in place. I really hope that these two teams end up meeting each other in the playoffs, man, because that would be some incredibly entertaining basketball. Either Ben Simmons is going to get a great laugh over the Philadelphia 76ers, and you may see Joel Embiid cry, or Joel Embiid is going to beat the Brooklyn Nets in a series, and he's going to troll Ben Simmons on Twitter like crazy for it. And of course, James Harden, whatever resentment he might have towards his Brooklyn Nets teammates, he might have something to say about it too, although he's been way more passive in regards to how he handles his beefs. You don't really find out that James Harden has beefs with other players, except if you're Giannis Antetokounmpo, and even then he was kind of passive in regards to his beef with him. Now, ultimately, there's something that I want to be very real with you guys about, and that's in regards to what you could expect from Ben Simmons. There's this one video that has just been making waves throughout this past week, and that's the fact that Ben Simmons was doing some shooting workouts with Kyle Korver. Now, here's the thing, man. There's so much to discuss over here. If you want to just dive into what they are actually going through when they're doing jump shooting, I was doing the exact same lessons with Ryan Rizuki, shout out to R2B-Ball, right before my 1v1 versus Flight Reacts during our one-on-one in June, where something happened to me and everything faded to black after. I don't really recall what happened. Someone could remind me, but I don't really remember what happened. Ben Simmons is doing the exact same jump shooting drills with Kyle Korver. So for those of you guys that think that Ben Simmons is going to waltz his way into Barclays Center and hit a wide open three or hit a three at any point during the game and the crowd is going to go into a frenzy, please temper your expectations, because this is a man that isn't necessarily known for his work ethic, as you could see from Herb McGee.
When are you going to work with Ben Simmons? I said, that's not going to. I said the same answer all the time. Brett Brown, I became friends with Brett Brown. He asked me to do it one day, and I said, I will, but you got to ask Ben Simmons. and he never got back to me. So obviously Ben is the type of guy who doesn't really want to improve. Could I help him? Of course.
Even furthermore, even if you want to act like you're impressed by the fact that he's working with Kyle Korver, because after all, Kyle Korver is one of the greatest shooters in NBA history, a bona fide sniper that was a very important part of those Cleveland Cavaliers teams in the latter part of his career, and a huge staple of that dominant 2014 Atlanta Hawks team that was able to eventually become the #1 seed in the East, before obviously getting decimated by LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Needless to say, of course this helps, but when you combine the fact that we've seen these workouts before, I mean, I have a video on this. Ben Simmons does this once every while where he'll post one video of himself magically shooting a three-pointer, making a three-pointer. He's gonna get all of his fans up and excited about the fact that this man could magically shoot threes now, and then when time comes for the regular season, he won't really attempt threes at all throughout the game, and he'll post very similar statistics throughout the entire season. Look, man, I'm not here to roast Ben Simmons. I'm not here to say that Ben Simmons isn't going to succeed, because again, I think the Brooklyn Nets made a great decision when they decided to trade for Ben Simmons. I think this is a move that could, without a doubt, shake the fiber of the Eastern Conference, and I think it's a move that is definitely, at the very minimum, going to make the Brooklyn Nets deeper, undo the damage that they did when they decided to trade Karis LeVert and Jarrett Allen and a bunch of first-round picks for James Harden, making themselves significantly more top-heavy. At the very least, you undo that damage, and you have Ben Simmons, who could, at the very minimum, take out the opposing team's best offensive player. I mean, if you go up against the Milwaukee Bucks, I can't say with confidence that Ben Simmons will be able to stop Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he is the best individual to put on Giannis Antetokounmpo, especially if he is not being depended on to generate offense. Why would he be? You have two of the best ISO scorers right next to him. I'm just making this video because I want you to know that you should temper your expectations. This man isn't going to magically come back and shoot three-pointers and successfully make them just because he got traded to a different team. I am currently unsure what type of shape this man is in, to be honest. Bear in mind, this is a guy that was suffering mentally over the past year. He may have not been the most motivated to stay in basketball shape. I'm unsure what we can expect. We don't even know when he's going to come back. I'm sure once he does come back, it's going to be a remarkable moment for Ben Simmons fans and the Brooklyn Nets, and it's going to be very exciting to see what he could do in the open court with this remarkable team. But don't expect him to magically shoot three-pointers. Expect his statistics to get worse, if anything, because he's no longer having an offense flow through him. He's just another important piece on a championship contending team. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all this, man. Are you excited that Ben Simmons is working with Kyle Korver? Do you think this time is different because he's on a different team? I'd like to hear what you have to say. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike. I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.